All righty, we'll call this meeting to order. Thank you all for attending the Newport Board of Education special meeting on January the 15th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. May I have a roll call, please? Here.
Here. Here.
All right, if you all would join me in Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we'll have a moment of reflection. All righty, thank you. First on our agenda is the next agenda IRB. Mr. Watts, I don't see Mr. Salisbury here yet, but we have Jim Parsons and Mr. Hayden here. Do you want to move forward with?
I think that between Mr. Parsons and myself, we could try to give an overview and answer some questions. Mr. Salisbury maybe turn around, but I think we could, at least for today's purposes, have a good conversation to start. All right.
Sounds good. All right.
Who are you talking?
Right there is fine, and just introduce yourself for the record.
So my name is John Hayden. I'm the city manager in the city of Newport. I will give Mr. Parsons, who is counsel, the bond counsel for next agenda, the IRB, a couple of things. And first of all, you'll know me.
Since we're live, we prefer to use the actual words versus acronyms. So if you could, thank you.
So IRB, and for those that know, an industrial revenue bond, which is a incentive mechanism. In the state of Kentucky, us the cities have very few incentive items. So one of the common questions when you talk to somebody, especially in Northern Kentucky, because you're dealing with businesses that are in Greater Cincinnati, and they say, well, over there they got so much cash. Or certain cities like our neighboring city of Covington, they have entitlement funds by the federal government, so they get incentivized with cash. Where in the city of Newport, because we don't have access to those funds, we don't have the same funding mechanism they do in the state of Ohio, those options aren't available to us. So one of the biggest incentives that we can do for a project is the industrial revenue bond. So how that works is, instead of paying a tax rate like typically business would, X dollars per thousand, they would pay what's called a payment in lieu of taxes, otherwise known as pilot. So that gives them some incentivation because they're going to have obviously less tax, in which they're going to use ideally to build their business, pay their clients, and so forth. So for the school situation, and you guys are familiar with the audience, that pilot is a major benefit to the school district because when a piece of property is taken off the tax rolls and it's in a bond situation like this, then the school will reap the benefit of having increased seat funds. So the state of Kentucky gives every school district a certain amount of funds, what's called the seat funds, and it's based off the taxable value of all the properties in that municipality. So in this situation, by taking the property off the tax rolls, that does not negatively impact the seat fund. And then the school would then receive a pilot on top. This is one of the most generous pilots that, in my time being involved in the city, as the board may know, I've been involved since 2009 as one of the members of the Board of Commissioners. This pilot actually pays 70% of the total taxes, which is a significant amount of money that we get from the citizens. There's some great things that are going on. The reason why the city is supportive of this, and I want to go into that, but I also want to explain some other things because there's been some concern, and I understand from members of the school board and people in public in general, that in the past, when the city has brought these things to bear, we haven't always been as transparent and communicated this as well as we possibly could have. While I think all of those things were good projects, I think the intent was good, I think it benefited everyone, I think we could have done a better job at bringing our partners to the table first. So in this situation, as soon as I knew that I was going to be in this role and got handed this information, the first thing I did was to have chair as well as the superintendents. They could look at these things, review with their legal counsel, review with finance, and make sure that those things made sense. And that the things that I was saying lined up with the documentation you could see that this would work out. So to get to the meat of the project, Mr. Salisbury is not here. I'll do my best. And Mr. Parsons fill in the gaps here. There's two pieces of property which are at question. One is what was the U.S. Bank space on Mott Street. That the bank has left a couple of years ago. This property space is sat vacant. We've seen some various ideas brought about. Nothing that I think would move the needle for Monmouth Street or for the city in general. Walking traffic that might populate the street, they can help our restaurants and businesses, or just from an economic standpoint. When Mr. Salisbury came, his business is Mexican. So first of all, Mexicans have been a partner in the city of Newport. They've been a business locally here for a decade. They've been involved in the community. I know in years past, at least, that they were partners with school and various projects. They were very active. So Mr. Salisbury came and wanted to bring a new project for Mexican forward. What's interesting about it was, first of all, in their own business, the continuation of that, they're maxed out on space here. High income earners, a lot of revenues being involved. What he wants to do next is venture into the field of artificial intelligence. So as we all know, the ChatGPT and the things we need to do in our private life, AI is becoming a way to we can certainly see how in 5 to 10 years it's going to revolutionize the way all of it. What he wants to do is bring this into the city. So that's a huge benefit right there. To continue building upon the tech hub that he and others have been doing in the city. So it's a good day job. Mr. Salisbury is proposing in this, at a minimum, 75 jobs that pay on the average of $80,000. And one of the things that I have to hand his perspective is under promise over. Because his hope is they have more jobs and that the wages are higher. But when you see the average, that's $80,000 because there's a clerical staff and the others that won't be that higher income level that will also be here. The U.S. Bank space is going to turn into working space for the AI project for his team. The other thing he wants to do, which is revolutionary, which I think will help the street and help the city, is that he's going to have interactive sessions with the various speakers that come in talking about this technology and how it affects people in the business and so forth. So, for example, and we're not talking about low-level speakers. One of the examples he gave was one of the executives at Amazon that are working in AI that will come down here and share this information for a group of 100 or 120 inside of the building. That's a huge plus. The other thing for us that's a plus is these are high-income earners who are working in the city, and they're going to go out and they're going to eat lunch in the city. They're going to go out and they're going to have happy hour. The other piece of property we're looking at is the Mullenkamp. So Mullenkamp is changing their operation. The home has been at that site for a long time. The historic building is very important. One of the questions I had Mr. Salisbury already here, protect that building historically. And he is going to do that in the historic district. But I think he's going to do more than this for his building. So I asked him, what are you going to do with the space? What are you going to do with the space to activate that for residents? So for employees that aren't at high threshold that want to come and work in the city, but maybe can't afford some of the places, they're going to be able to rent apartments in the Mullenkamp space and do it. So there's a big benefit there. So I think that this provides an opportunity, not just for the city, but for the school district, because there are several things that will happen. Beyond the pilot, I think the finance, I understand, will give the school as much, if not more money than they would have made for our tax bills. But what it's also going to do is going to put people, high-paying jobs in the city who are, one, hopefully buying houses in the city, which benefits the city and the school base When they buy a house in Newport, they're obviously going to have vehicles. People with this income level are probably going to have high vehicle tax directly back to school where it goes to the system. And there'll be other intangibles as these people come in and want to change the city. The other thing that we talked to Mr. Salisbury about was when these families come here, they encourage them to enroll their children in school. So more kids in the district will benefit from all of them. So as I've been working with our board and we've been looking at this, in my opinion, is a fantastic opportunity for the city and the school board to partner. Mr. Salisbury has expressed willingness for internships, for other things that might benefit the school. And I think that, I would, if I were in your position, would leverage him for as much he did as far as we get experience with kids, right? Because he's going to be paying cash and with the head kids, you get a field trip down there and look at what's going on and seeing this is what's out there. So I think leveraging that partnership, not so much about finances, but what can we do together and help benefit all the kids in the school. So I think there's a lot of opportunities there. We're very excited about it. Myself, as city manager, we're probably going to be bringing less of these in the future. However, I think the ones that really make sense that we are going to come to, we are going to. So I would appreciate your consideration of supporting this year as a council. And I think
Any questions for Mr. Hayden before he sits down? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Hayden.
I'm Jim Parsons with Walden City Boot Camp. Just for an aside, I was years ago, long time ago, I was the city solicitor for the city of Newport. I was also the city manager during the 90s. So I was part of the development of a lot of government aspects and stuff in the city in that period of time. The city manager did a great job explaining this. In this particular situation, we are looking for, which in the city agreement at this point, they haven't adopted that here. City agreement, which when that project goes on close, technically the property is exempt from local taxation. But there will be a pilot agreement that will pay a pilot payment to the city. That would also be shared with the school district, the county, and the city. That pilot payment, based on the 2024 tax rate, is right at 70% pilot. And so the result of that, when you I do IRB work across the state. In fact, when you factor in seat aspect, you won't move the state funding from state because it won't be tax roll. It should actually equate to a little bit more than 100% payment. So from the net standpoint, you should be pretty much equal or better. And then in addition to that, there will be any other revenues like the project. We did have a good meeting. I wish John was here tonight. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication. The original email that came to me, they didn't realize he wasn't on that specific one. So there might have been some miscommunication. But we had a great meeting with the chair and the superintendent, and had a good opportunity to talk about next business plan and not only the city, but how they as a business partner with the schools. They're very willing to do that, including such as internships, as well as the ability to do for participation in the community and some of these training programs that they're doing. I do believe, and I don't want to think this is the part I can't only represent, but I do believe it's going to be some additional meeting facilities created as part of this process. So there could be some opportunities for some meeting facilities that might be in the community in that particular space. I think it's a great project. It's actually a pretty small relationship to total investment in the range of $4.5 million. So it's not, it won't be generating a big incentive back to the company. But when you're putting all these packages together for the center, Newport is the location Newport is competing with other locations that could have housed this particular situation. That's why, in addition to state centers that improve, these local centers again, I do anticipate that the 75 jobs number is probably low. If they don't generate the kind of job that they can lose some. I'll be glad to answer how the process works. I am excited about the new process, but Bill Johnson spearheaded where, not that I criticize the past, but I do think it's very helpful to come in and council for deals of not only talk to the city, but talk to the school district and things, because you're critical. And I will tell you, you're critical. And so, actually, we have all the other projects that we've been involved with over the years. I want to thank you for your support.
And we have such a new board. John and I talked, I think it's really crucial at this point. Ms. Stubman was just elected in November, so she's fresh. He's finishing up a year soon, and he's finishing up 2 years. And so Ms. Covington and I are the most senior board members, so I think it's really important that, you know, when we start doing this type of project, that we explain it, give the backstory, the understanding, so that when the board is ready, and if they decide to take action, they, you know, are given an opportunity to ask questions. So this is what this is for. So they were given the document that you prepared. So I want to open that door if you have any questions regarding the agreement that has been put together.
Yeah, I actually edited that too, based upon the last meeting.
Yes.
Sometimes the party, the school district is not a party to the actual final agreement. We did have a meeting talking with council, and we decided that, you know, you would have been protected regardless in the agreement, but you're a part of the agreement now. And it does provide how that 80 cents per item is split between the three factors, with the lion's share going.
Mr. Parsons, how long does this agreement last?
It's a 30-year term.
30?
In addition to that, since it's based upon the 80 cents is based upon the actual EPA value, as value increase, that number, even though the 80 cents doesn't change, the actual net amount.
I have a basic question. You said you do a lot of these IRBs, that you get approximately 70% on the taxes. What's kind of the average or normal percentage or amount of IRBs you produce?
As far as what the pilots have been between districts across the area, the urban districts, quite frankly, are often give up more. I hate to say they're not, I don't, frankly, you know, the development in the urban area is much more, I hate to say it. The common districts, like Kenton County, Campbell, and Boone, all through pilot agreements, they will generally set the rate exactly to what the pilot benefit is. So, for instance, most of the time, the pilot benefit might not pilot seat. So, for the common, that seat benefit will differ a little bit on how the area is impacted and by the state tax assessment changes. Normally, the seat benefit to the common districts, Kenton, Boone, and Campbell, the county districts, is a little bit better than 40%. So they'll often give up as much as 40% of their local rate to get the same net. Now, I've done pilots recently in the last county schools. I do all across the state, so they've given up about a little bit better than 50, about 45% on that. I've done some others. Some of the projects in Covington there that needed quite a bit of incentive. The pilot for the school districts there are 20%. So they're getting 80% of the incentive, so they're getting 20%. So the number we're talking about is probably I think of all the ones we've done here, this is probably the best pilot.
So is the company still going to have its own building also? Or everything?
Yeah, they're going to keep that. They're going to keep that. And so the plan is they're not looped. The current job that they're the current location to stay and probably expand so much as they can. This is kind of a new operation, new division that's creating. So this will be a second time job for actually new job, not counting the existing job.
Any questions?
Just since I'm new to the whole part of this process, are these the pilots, this kind of initially, and yearly or?
You know, what happens is that the pilot payments are the annual payments from the bond. First pilot payment will be if this closed, and which it should, if this closes in 2025, you'll get regular tax payment, whatever it would be, based upon the value as of 25. So the first pilot payment will start at 26. And then annually, they will make pilot payments. And it is so, and again, as what we normally do is go with the city, a pilot payment would be whatever the PDA assessment is, even though it is not taxable. If you look at property that's subject to IRB, the PDA does still value it, and then it shows that it's exempt. So the PDA still values the property. So whatever the value is, times that 80% rate is what the gross pilot, the your share would be based upon that pilot, how it's split. And that's an annual payment that we put on until the bond. If for some reason the bonds, say the company says we want to, even though this, say they want to get out of the structure, they feel the right to do that, but if they do, then the property goes on.
Any more questions? All right, thank you so much for coming. We will most likely put this on our agenda for next week during our regular meeting, and we'll let you know what the board's decision is.
Okay, appreciate all your help.
Thank
very
you,
much.
thank you.
Thanks.
Any further discussion you all want to have? Very good. I myself think it's a great opportunity for Newport, being on the cutting edge of AI, and having a business partner who is very community focused and also very excited to do whatever they can to be available to the schools and to our students. I talked to John Salisbury. He was supposed to be here. I believe Kim did send him an invite. And so, but he wasn't sure if he was going to make it, but he was going to try. He's very excited. You know, he has, you know, traveled to companies like Amazon where they're using AI. And he said he just wants to bring this to Newport because he wants us to get in on the cutting edge of this AI. And he's been to other school districts. I think it was Kenton or Boone County, or Dearborn, was it? Maybe it was Dearborn school where, you know, they worked on a project, an entrepreneur project using AI. And the students got very excited because they thought, oh my goodness, they created a business, the marketing and everything. And the first thing I thought is, we can be millionaires. Because John shared a story of someone that he hired here in Newport, started off at $16 an hour, and now he's a millionaire. So the opportunity at a company like this is there, and this young person has now is part business owner of one of their other companies. So these are the type of opportunities I want our students to be exposed to, and the way to do that is to have community partners that will invite them in to the business, that will come to the schools and participate in career days and things like that. And those are the kind of people we want to be in business with. All righty, let's see. Next on our agenda is Paul Maddox from Maddox and Associates regarding his auditor's report that he does annually, paid per the orders of Kentucky Department of Education, you know?
You do have a copy of this presentation in the Zoom meeting, which you all can follow along on the computers or put it up here.
Put it up there if you don't mind.
While she's doing that, I'll just talk about the audit process for a couple minutes.
Okay, thank you.
So, we do a financial audit. As opposed to financial audit. Excuse me, your financial numbers. So the school district generates a solid AFR. Kind of have their units accounting system. Every school district in the state uses the same accounting system. Units, and from that they generate the reports we take that annual plan report and audit that report. So for example, we will confirm balances, so the AFR will say, cash, we'll confirm the plan that these are outstanding bonds, trustees, we audit transactions, so any AFR shows the salary, look through contract employees, calculate their pay based on their years of service, classification, and rank. Make sure they're paid the right amount, that have the right accounts, present the W-2s, other expenses, we'll pull invoices on a regular basis, for approvals that have signatures on it. With an allowable expense, it gives the right account. If we check it, cuts the right vendor, where the amount of the invoices for, those kind of things. And federal programs will also look at what allowable for that federal program. With testing transactions, we don't look at the transaction. The auditors do enough to provide a high level of assurance on numbers, that's the assurance. And actually do that process when we issue 3 reports that go into your audit package. So the big audit package is 8 pages of audit package there, 3 reports in there, so this slide's there. So the first report we issue is on the financial statement. So the financial statements the district had presented fairly, for the reasonable damage or respect. So based on our transactions, that's our confirmation. We issue that report, and you do it or modify it. The second report, because the big back goes in the back, talks about the control plan. So as part of our process, deciding what we're going to test, how we're going to test, looking at the district's internal controls, the processes we have in place. We issue the report on that, any significant deficiencies or material weaknesses in your processes. We will put that in the report for your attention. And also when we comply with all the regulations. So that opinion also needs to be a clean opinion or has comments that that's the district. And then third, formal report back to report on the federal program specifically. So we're looking at allowable costs in the programs and the report on that. Bottom line, so the district has to opinion on all 2 of those reports. Then the fourth thing we do is issue a management letter. So things that came to our attention during the audit that weren't significant enough to be in the reports themselves, was into a management letter and a presentation. And the district had several comments that we made on student activity funds. As far as policy having us, as far as accountability, as far as documentation. It's very common for districts to have management letter comments on student activity funds. It's very rare in themselves. Few years I think will be viewed from the prior year. So I'm just focus on those. The hard part about this, I try to look at the school level, position. Including training on red goals, and then the other thing is so that's a tough process for the district, but the second red goal governs the school activity funds. It's very specific. Here again, you do this when you don't go to the management comment. So focus on it. So we should look at it. And we just look at the fact that we have the comments in there. It's the same as
I did share all of the specific comments with each individual principal and bookkeeper, and I did conduct an individual training with each bookkeeper at the beginning of this fiscal year. So, and we will not have any share.
I know you did some training last year too, because I got invited.
Yes, you did accidentally get invited to that wrong Ramona. So, but you know, kind of like you said, it's you know, all the hustle and bustle that are at the schools, you know, every day, and obviously me and my staff here at the district.
Yes, y'all.
Just for those But I may not be familiar with the school activity accounts, but those are held individually at each school building. They're managed by mainly the principal and the bookkeeper. They do send, my office their monthly bank reconciliation, and we do review that for any, outliers, and we, some reminders and kind of do some spot testing from here and there, but kind of like his audit process doesn't catch everything, neither does ours, because we're not there every day, seeing some of the, things that come and go, and, sometimes the bookkeepers are at the mercy of the principal side, things accordingly, and I have addressed that with all of the administrators, so it has been addressed.
Thank you.
Go to the next slide. So I pulled these numbers down in the audit reports rather than put them later. I think it's just, page 40 is pulled numbers out there, put them in a graph format for you. Try to get some history for the numbers. This is the third year I've done the audits, 3 years of my audit. And I think we'll get a couple different things, a little bit different things, different districts, but in your case, I want to look at the revenue specifically. And what's happened to that over the last 4 years. So, the columns on the left are your taxes, property taxes, bring it up a little bit. The next set of numbers, the bars are the state revenues. So your state money, and the state revenues coming in. You can see that number pops from 2023, it's laid out for the money. See that, back in the same, really ramped up as, pandemic funding came in. We got to get back down. So that revenue chart is what I would expect to see for the school district. And increasing property taxes. Big drop-offs in state and federal revenue. The challenge for districts is to manage that change in your funding. It's going to be something that we did 2 years ago because the funding is not there to spend. So I thought that was key for a lot of those taxes, revenue over time. We go to the next one.
And I noticed you use the plural districts, because I've been hearing that other districts have had to make the same adjustments. They were all spending according to, COVID funds, and now, those are gone, and we had to get back to reality, and really tighten our belts as to, only buying what is needed.
Right.
And saving what doesn't need to be spent.
What falls under other revenue?
It would be anything other than that. You have investment income and donation contributions.
Okay.
The next slide I put together was just revenues and expenses in total for the 4 years. Compare with each other, how they change. So this one was the larger revenue, so it's ramped up over time. Increase and back down in the current year. Already. And our expenses, for the most part, have a parallel. So that's a good thing. We continue to stay at a higher level. 23 level, 24 with the their expenses did get handed down with that fund. You see the expenses drop. So actually, your eye on it this year, year before, that's all profit into the district. So it's good that a couple years before that expenses were a little higher than the revenues that we were spending. Total profit that we were in the district. So it was nice to see the last 2 years of that process. So the next slide, kind of tough one to see the expenditures by function. So function would be instruction, student support, district admin, school admin, operations, those types of things. And how they fluctuate from year to year. So the very bottom of all on the bottom is instruction. And that number went up, and then went back down in 2024. The top line, bottom yellow on the bottom there. So it went down to 23 to 24, but less on instruction, less on every area. I'd like to show it more than this, because you need to think of it like this. I think they should go on. So that's like us. And then the next slide, which I was particularly interested in the district, so we had lots of discussions on your record, particularly like 5 we got cash interest in that. The cash going forward, there are a few months, actually, a little higher than before that, a little lower before that, but your cash positions, you know, have these fluctuations in funding sources, so we're going to go to figure out after the district shows up on there. Maybe we'll probably have to figure it out. And I think it's going to the slide. I'd like to show this one. This is the big liability for the district. It's on the board. The blue and the tall one is your outstanding bond issues. We did have a bond issue that was for the block back on the bond issue. As a result, your 30-year bond would have been paid down. The bonds we've done over the last 4 years. We did a bond issue, I guess, in 22, and they moved it down. 23, there was another launch from 24, they moved it down to 25. So those are controllable steps in the signing room. The other two items on there, I'd like to point out, are liabilities are in your big package here. Or there for the pension. So the state retirement systems are vastly underfunded. About 10 years ago, the accounting standards board said that every school district, city, county, library, anybody in that system has to put a portion of that underfunded and show in their reports. So each year the state gives us a number, so we're underfunded by $6 billion. You put the district, put that number, put it on your liability, show it up there. Trying to bring it to the 18 years ago. And that number bounces around every year. You can't control it. You can't pay it. If you want to write a check and pay it off, that's impossible to pay that. It's just a portion of the state rate. Actually, on the gray bar, another person's funding benefits, which is retirement medical insurance. As it went way down in 2024, so the first thing is drop like that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, some of the funds were actually over after the full retirement shops to do the like that. Those two out with a little bit different interest statements. But all the liability it's required to pick up your portion of those on the reports.
Is there a reason that liability dropped this year? I mean, what's the reason behind that?
Some of it was more funding went in, some of it was assumption changes they made to what the benefits would be. They're relying on actuary to come up with this number every year. So the liability is the whole system. They did it, figure out how long people are going to go. Are they going to retire? How sick are they going to be? How many people are going to go into the plan? So they changed some of the assumptions on that. One of the assumptions they changed is better investment returns. So it's slide that I had. So I just like to pull the numbers out to kind of give you a little bit of the district. A couple more comments about the audit at the start of the process and how it goes for us. It was Jennifer and staff getting access to the new system. So I can roll in secure access to myself and don't have to rely on something to get me number that roll in myself, which is very comprehensive audit. Getting Jennifer and everybody else is always very comprehensive and helpful with staff information. It's a good audit. I appreciate that.
Thank you for sharing that.
I think I tell everyone before I leave this, walk your budgets on a monthly basis, monitor them, ask questions. I just know the one something like check for your duty. I guess I love my discussions last several months. I'll just work with the sale top of reports.
Okay, well, we've gone through the report. Anybody have any specific questions for Mr.?
I don't have any specific questions, I just wanted to thank you for the visual representation. Take the time to do it, understand the report and just the as well as the data. It could not go wrong.
They were good questions.
Yeah, so I appreciate it.
And if you don't mind, if you can share that Q&A with the other board.
Yeah, I'll take all of her questions and put it in a single document, I'll put it back.
If you, thank you. That's good, thank you. That eliminates redundancy.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, I appreciate it. So now we have to approve this, audit report, correct?
It'll be on the,
It'll
it'll
be
be
on
on
that-
next week's agenda.
It'll be on next week's agenda. So these type of meetings is what we have, our work sessions, so we can ask questions and be ready to vote comfortably, informed. You can make an informed decision, yea or no, whatever your vote is. It just gives you an opportunity to get the information ahead. So, thank you so much for coming, appreciate it. And while he's here, I did talk with him about helping the board become more astute, and Mr. Watts more astute in looking at the budget and monitoring the budget, as he suggested monthly. And so he has presented us with a cost of $850 a month to do that for us. With Jennifer leaving and Kim transitioning into the position, it may be something the board wants to consider. I really want to do this for Mr. Watts, who we have in his evaluation to become stronger in the budget monitoring and munis and things like that. And Mr. Maddox is very astute in KRS, munis, and things like that. So I think that is something the board should consider doing at least for the next few months, and until Ms. Snap gets up to speed and we get an opportunity, with new board members and everything. So I think it's a service that they're offering that I think we would all benefit from.
Is that something that?
Yes. So I just wanted to kind of give you some time to think about it, digest it, and then we'll put it on the agenda for next week. But I think we have to probably write up something and have it looked at by our attorney. And if it's ready next week, we can do it. If not, we can do it at another board. Okay?
That would
Sound good?
be a temporary contract.
Yes, we can decide, we can think about month to month until just a month, until we feel like we're comfortable, and then Mr. Watts will have input on it as well. But I think it'd be a good thing for all of us to have that type of access to someone who's so well trained in budgets. All righty, since that's all. You read between the lines, right?
Yeah, I did, I did ask, we are in the Mr. Maddox 3-year contract, I did, ask him if he would eliminate a 1-year contract for all of us. I know this is a transition, I think it would be best to stick with Mr. Maddox.
I agree.
Familiar with the district, Kevin and our staff are familiar with him, so, I did ask him to draw that up and bring to have that available for the next two, our next two as well.
Okay. Yeah, and if you could send that to Brandon before the board would set it, to look at it. All righty. Again, thank you. Thank you, Jennifer, for that. Appreciate that. That's a great recommendation for now. All right. You too.
You said it, thank you.
All righty. Next on the agenda, Mr. Watts, is
All right, well, we have Noah here, and we're presenting to you all, we're running into some issues and some stalling with phase 3. So what I'm gonna do, and I've reached out to.
and I stop you right there. need a little background on phase 3.
Well, I'll get there.
Okay.
Phase
Okay.
3 is the stadium project, and that's the locker rooms, in the building. So what we need to do is write a letter to the, Kentucky Board of Education, present that we're asking them to give us a waiver to build in the floodplain. So Noah's here to talk about, that process, what we need to do, and there's a possibility that Dennis and I may have to go down or even join in on a virtual call just in case they have a question. So again, he's going to present, reasons behind that, things we have to do, and we will bring this to you all next week to, hopefully approve that letter so we can get this process started. Now, that doesn't mean that, we have to build right now. All this is saying is they give us permission to build in the floodplain whenever we get ready to do that.
Okay.
We don't want to be, we're already behind. The longer we take, the longer it's going to take for us to get that, locker room built. Phase 2 starts, here soon, so hopefully by, next season we'll have the concessions and the restrooms, and then once that's done, we'll get started on the next phase.
And Bob, are you familiar with the floodplain?
Only to the extent that.
Okay. So can you kind of give a little background?
Where one,
There you go.
just for your benefit, I'll
Yeah.
go along with the architects before. I'm gonna start out over here now, I'm over here.
And
So,
can I pause you?
yes,
Each project, KDE requires us, KRS requires that we have an architect. We have to hire one. We don't have a choice. It's part of what we have to do. So just so you'll know, it's required. And they do training on it at KSBA about the benefits and the requirements for architects in each project. So I think it's a dollar amount that dictates that, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
so I pull up this aerial, hit floodplain shown, this is obviously the stadium, of course, the satellite photo is still at the old bleacher, updated that yet, but, of course, the bleachers are complete, that was phase 1. Phase 2 is, we're bidding next week, so we'll bring that to you, the next Wednesday meeting, to approve that and get that contract awarded. And that's gonna be a restroom and concession building down here, on this little raised area. So phase 3, would be, locker rooms and a trainer's room and, storage. The site is a number of challenges. So everything in blue, so this blue outline here is the 100-year flood. The black outline is 500. KDE prohibits you building within 100-year flood. So this necessitates a waiver if you want to do it. We didn't need a waiver for the bleachers because they're not a building, so they can flood and water and, flood. Bleachers flood the water. We got the waiver for phase 2, which is the building that we're bidding currently for the restroom and concession. Again, that's on that raised area at the south end of the stadium. So the field level is about 484 feet above sea level. The raised area, I believe it's 492 or so, it's about 8 feet higher. So we felt pretty confident building there. Above the field. But phase 3 is a little bit bigger building, that's locker room storage. So the school district owns basically about just outside the track. The city owns everything on the outside. So your property, really, you don't have room over here. Baseball field, obviously, you can't take tennis and basketball courts, the city owns. The property comes out just around this little storage garage there now. So your property really is not much outside the track. That really limits us. But in addition, you can't really see the lines, but these are topo lines. So this shows the grade. And of course, there's a hillside behind the bleachers. There's a hillside up to the street level. And this site is down in a hole, which makes sense on why it's floodplain. So between perfect world up here is out in the floodplain, completely flat by the street. That would be the prime spot that the city wants that. There's been some discussion in the city council interested in bringing that over. So we're really limited just to the prime spot. So with that, let me go over here. I'll follow.
How large is that area in footage?
The area,
The,
the building,
Uh-huh.
the building that we
and the land surrounding it that you would build this locker room on?
So we do a ton of these locker room type buildings. For a typical football, 2 locker rooms and a training room, it's about 5,500, 5,600 square feet.
Okay,
So we propose to do a 2-story building, put
okay,
the locker rooms on the second floor. The first floor would be kind of a storage area, so you can store, like leisure, store football equipment potentially. Think of it as kind of an unfinished space, concrete floor, that kind of thing. That allows us to get all the finished space up above. the
Okay.
floor plane. So your floor of your locker room would be above the floor plane, for the storage. So we move all of the mechanical equipment and things up into that second floor. That allows you, in the event of a flood, come back and you're destroyed. So, 5,500 to 5,600 square foot locker room area with that underneath, double it obviously, square footage wise. We would potentially need an elevator. At this point, we're looking, not even at a 30,000 foot level, we're looking at a satellite level. We're very, very early. The idea is to go ahead and get the waiver, as Mr. Watts mentioned, it doesn't obligate you to do anything. You can get this waiver in 10 years from now, we can still be talking about this. It doesn't force you to do anything. It's just getting in front of the seaboard, getting in front of the KDE. We had some initial conversations with KDE and they're receptive, which is a good thing. They can be kind of hot cold. When the ball's kind of rolling in our favor with KDE, we try to keep it rolling rather than somebody changes offices, changes jobs, whatever, and a new person comes in and philosophy. So our idea is to go ahead and get our permission now, and whatever the time frame ends up being, so we can get permission. It's kind of, I don't know what we're ironic. Maybe a few years ago, they told us, if it floods in Eastern Kentucky, that they were a little flood waiver, a lot more closely, just because a lot of schools in Eastern Kentucky lost buildings and things come in and help cover the cost. But they really didn't give us any trouble on the first, I think it's 2 waivers, so I don't see a huge issue here. Like I said, we had conversations with open to the idea. As far as cost for a building of that size, we're looking somewhere in the $6 to $8 million range. I know this sewer is with the bonding, handle that. One thing I will note along those lines, back in 2022, the legislature passed a law to allow you to use bond money on stadium projects that had not previously been allowed. They renewed it last year for 3 more years. So it now expires June 30th, 27. Sounds like a long way away when we're talking construction. That will be on swiftly. Now, very possible that they will redo it again. But, as we all know, the legislature will be on it. So, if I had to bet, I would bet that they probably will extend it, but there's no guarantee on it. So I say that not to push you any direction, but if you want to use bond money, it would be better to get this project rolling in the next year to 2 years, just to make sure you're ahead of that in case it doesn't. 5 years ago, if we had this problem, you would be looking at general fund money. wise, if you gave us the green light next week, we would probably be looking at, the best case scenario, start turning dirt this time next year. By the time we get to a bow and we get geotechnical reports and all this kind of stuff, before we can start design, few months to the process. The one thing about the waiver, AE only meets, I think it's 5 months wait, so I think we're trying to get this letter in preparation for the February meeting, it would be until April, so, you know, it will be. That's one of the things that if you want to try to get out ahead of it, just to all approve. Again, it does not obligate you to do the project.
Just opens the door.
I just want to emphasize that over and over again. You're not committing to anything, you just. Another thing too is if they're going to deny it, we'd rather know now, rather than spending a bunch of time going down that rabbit hole. So that's another benefit.
I agree with
But I can answer any questions you might have.
Say it did get denied, can you go back in a couple months, try again?
I guess you can appeal. I don't, we don't do a ton of these in North Kentucky. We did one 11 years ago. So I'm not aware of it. Basically, you have to show that there's no other option. You don't have land, which this entire site is in the floodplain, so it really doesn't have any other option. So I just, if I was betting,
Yeah, I think the conversations I've had, Greg Dunbar, Eric Leach, those are the main people in KD that deal with this, and I've heard them talk to both of them. They seem confident. Mr. Watson and I even had a conversation with some other people above them, and they felt it shouldn't be a problem. I do want to bring to your attention, though, it is actually listed as an item for approval tonight. You don't have to, but again, as you said, all it is opening the door. I did receive a phone call from Gary Leach today, wanting to know where we were. I explained there is a meeting tonight, but he's kind of jumping up a bit too to get it on there. So I'm not trying to rush it. Next week would be fine, but if you're good with it this evening, then it's technically already listed on the agenda for tonight. So,
I will say like this 100-year floodplain rule is one regulation within an inch state line or a school regulation. And we deal with these on a regular basis. Various things that we do. This book was written in '94. So a lot, it's got regulations for all kinds. But one example is the technology all out of it. So we have to get waivers for all those things that we don't do today that we do tonight. I am not aware of any case that are all. Typically, especially when the case staff, I mean, they kind of represent the state board is more or less to understand that these aren't contentious issues. So I would bet strongly.
Okay, now, I just have a question, and you said, the waiver, in my mind, removes them of any liability should something happen, correct?
Remove the
State, KDE, so, what is the significance of a waiver? Because you just said that, other districts had the flooding, the state had to come in, and I'm sure they probably had waivers. So what is the significance of the waiver if it doesn't?
well, so
Who does it
This is a little bit of a gray area too, because this site, and a lot of, I'm sure a lot of the schools done, were built before '94, before this came along. So, I mean, this is a stadium anyway, so if this were to get destroyed, I don't believe, even if it's out of the I don't think they could help you build it. Even on the facility plan, stadiums, if we forever buy, they're not included in the
Right.
so if your stadium gets wiped out, I don't believe the state will cover it.
Right. So that's why I was asking, because waivers are usually there to protect somebody.
Correct.
And to indemnify a whole harmless or something, so
Well,
I'm just trying to
if it
follow the
were,
logic.
if it were a school building, this
Yes,
doesn't
I could,
say, yeah.
I could see
So
that.
it just says buildings, any building, it doesn't say
Right.
school building.
So because it
Yeah.
is a building, a school building, it kind of still has to meet that. Okay, all right.
And we actually dealt with this a little bit when we did the addition back towards Young High School. Like hillside, we had to build up a little bit to get that part of the building out.
Yeah.
So that whole site is a disaster. We talked about the access, it's got that one little road, ownership issues, floodplain issues. But all the worst site put it in, but it's been there for 100 years. We're kind of weird.
Yeah.
We have to deal with that. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Hoover, if the stadium was destroyed, do we have insurance or something like that?
We do up to a certain thing. I know that, right?
Yeah.
We may have, honestly, let me just say, we may have insurance to cover all of it. I don't recall what that specific number is, but I can definitely.
Yeah, you have to have like a flood insurance policy, I think it is.
We only have flood insurance, well, actually, we don't have flood insurance at all right now. We only previously had flood insurance on the concession
Okay,
down there. And those were going down during phase one. We canceled that. When phase two is finalized, we will purchase
Right, good.
insurance
yeah,
for that. Now we have, we have like backup consideration, things like that. I mean, we have all of the required recommendations that we are supposed to have, but I don't have the interest of those specifically. But just, as a note, we will have the back of your head right now, that 7.4 million in bonding potential. So once we bond phase two, which now has over 1 million. Okay, so we'll have about 6.4 million left in bonding. So just so that everybody can do that.
That's my next question.
Okay, good.
So we have 7.4 million, which is gonna cost 6 to 8 million, and then we're gonna be on 1 million.
So phase two is 1 million. So off that 7.4, we would have 6.4 remaining for this project. As of today, or as of that our bonding potential as of today. Yes, but now we have some SFCC bonding potential, but we would not be permitted to use that bonding on this project because of the term exclusion, this is a problem. So we would not be able to utilize that portion of our bonding. So I think the total is 8.8 of what we utilize.
And absolute facets, again, maybe for
Yeah, that could change.
Yes.
Change like there's supplemental 75 different numbers that come into play for this, so. Right, exactly, and just for those of you that may not recognize it, so, I know, a couple of you did reflect out there of our estimated advisors, so we have a bonding agent that calculates all of this, which is what their job is. They work with, I'm pretty sure, a majority of public school districts in the state. So this is not anything that we or our staff or anyone here is calculating. They provide this documentation.
and typically, before we consider or do anything, we have a couple meetings, they come to the board to kind of explain, there's a chart and everything, and they're available for questions and things like that.
I did have one quick question. You mentioned the black line, the blue line, the blue line, is what?
other way around. The blue line is the 100 year, the black is the 500 year.
Okay.
500 has no bearing.
Okay.
And 100 years, there's a 1% chance every year. People think it's every 100 years you have one of those, but could have 3 in a row, or could
Oh, I've seen it. We did have it flooded down there for a long time.
Was it in 97?
No, it was, might have been. No, because I was on the school board when that,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was more recent than that.
yeah.
No, I got it. Yeah, I didn't know.
I was more of a city issue.
Yes, it was.
Shut off something that backed up on the wall.
Yeah.
And it was several feet deep on it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a combination of things, rain, sewage, backup, old pipes. There was a whole lot going on down there.
No, the material on the floor, I guess, would be concrete on the first floor. If that floods, I mean, how likely is it that we would have to repair it? Probably not.
Yeah, all of the electric, all of the heat and air, that'll all be on the second floor. So, it would just be a matter of, in advance, getting material out, and then when it's all set, start going down.
And that's the thing with this whole site, is flooding is not a terrible concern, because it's not something that happens. It's not like a fire that probably not. I know what's coming. Obviously, we haven't flooded, so from a human safety standpoint. Don't be ready for all the way.
Yeah, that creek's still there. That creek is still there, better than that. Any more questions for Noah? Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Nicole.
All righty. All right, Mr. Watts, we're moving right along. Grant update. Is that you?
Yes, so, I will be sending out, I don't want to email, I've been working on a consolidated grant update of everything that we have had and all the things, and, I'll be putting all of that together for you, and we'll be sending that to you in an email.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. And, next is, new business. Ms. Hoover shared all this with us, last week at our meeting, that she would be bringing these BG5s, and this is just to close out a lot of old projects that have been completed, but these BG5s were never brought to the board to approve, and the board needs to approve them so they can file them with KDE. So that's part of the process that KDE has set up for facility projects. Any questions on these? Do you have?
I just have I typed up a BG buildings and grounds cheat sheet for you all, just to show that, I know since 3 of you are very new, still new to the BG process, just a list of what all the
Forms
BG
are.
1 through 5s are and what they mean and how they got to you all to approve, as well as a list at the bottom of all of our current bonds that we are paying on. So we have 7 projects previous that we are that our bond payments are paying for. So just a update sheet for your all information.
Thank you. This is very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, this is real helpful, but some of these didn't have dates on. When did you do this?
Yes, yes. So this, if you're looking on the sheet that, that 2021 REF, for those that were here, we did a bond refinance back in 2021, and that was, and it says renovations to various schools. If you're curious what all of those projects are, that is BG 12048 on tonight's agenda. So that was several. We had a partial re-roof of the high school and the welcome center, lighting and security upgrades, primary and middle school, HVAC upgrades, primary and high school, controls, for the Newport Middle School, that's how old this one is, back when it was the middle school. And then North Floor Ceilings and Lighting at the high school. So those are all projects that is referenced in that. That was the very first one at the top in your meeting.
In your agenda, yeah.
So again, all of these projects range from 2012 to 2017, 18, everything has been, the projects are obviously finalized. The final paperwork was never completed, and it's ADP. I'll have a few more on next week's agenda for you all in my cleanup process, but this was the majority, and I just wanted to kind of bring those two separately so you kind of understood it as an additional time aspect.
Thank you, Mr. Luda.
Yes, thank you. All
Back,
right.
make some more.
Yeah. He's doing a heck of an exit.
You can still call me, regardless, I will still be available if anybody needs anything.
That's if we can get through it before count.
I told her the same thing, I would be helping her as much as she can
Yes, I'm sure.
transition.
Okay, and then the other, thing on the consent agenda is phase 3 of the stadium renovation waiver request. Any questions regarding that? Are you ready to take action on that as well as the BG5s?
As well. Send it.
Yeah. Okay.
If they were to say no, it's never going to
Right. Again, it's just opens the door if we decide to move forward. We will have this out of the way. And me personally, I think our kids deserve a locker room, whether we can, All righty, so I need a motion to approve consent agenda items 1 and 2.
Second?
It's been moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
If there's no more comments, is there anything going on this week? Isn't this, Board Appreciation Month? So I appreciate you all.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, appreciate you all. It's been a really, cold start to the year, but Happy New Year,
I have one question for Mr. Watts. Mr. Watts, when's our next home basketball?
Well, they play the, holidays tomorrow, I don't know,
Is that a date? You're doing a date?
Friday after tomorrow.
Friday, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
That's that date.
That's a date?
Yeah, so that'll be Friday, they play Friday. and then-
What time?
What time they play? Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. And I heard the girls, are they playing on Monday still?
Girls play Monday at 6.
And that's at the high school, right?
And that's a double hitter.
Yes, 6 and
They play 2 games?
Boys and
the
girls.
boys play after. Theirs is at 8, isn't it, or
I don't know who first.
I
I
thought,
got 6 for both of mine, but that's double hitter
okay.
Monday.
All right.
And if they should win, Saturday, then the all-in state tournament is next week.
Okay,
Then we don't know when yet, but.
we don't win or where?
Wednesday, we'll lose Sunday. So we'll have to see what happens Saturday.
But please keep us posted. Rusty, did you?
If I'm reading the Arbiter Sport website correctly, we have a home game Monday, January 21st, so
Mm-hmm. Does it say what time?
that's 6 p.m.
6?
It's not marked on the game.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, very good. If there's nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved in second, all in favor? All righty. Well, thank you all for this very informative meeting. Thank you, Jennifer.